Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. In tonight's episode of Staying Up Too Late to Make Knife Videos, we're going to look at the new model from Guardian Tactical. This one is called the Excipital. And this was one of the Blade Show 2018 acquisitions. I went to the show knowing that I really wanted to see the new model and possibly pick one up. I had seen like 2D models of this knife several months back, but I had not seen a completed version. I really had no idea what it would look like once it was done, but you know, once I saw it, had to get it. Now they say that good things come to those who wait. I'm going to modify that and say better things come to those who wait. This was like one of the first 10 like off the line. They assembled these like the day before they left for Blade Show, so there's some things on this one that will be fixed or addressed on the full production run. So, you know, it's kind of cool to have like one of the first runs, or like, you know, one of the first, 10 here. This one's number 9. But the ones that you guys will be getting as far as the production run will be nicer in several regards. And so we'll go through that. We'll start out with the specs as always, then we'll do, I don't know, more detailed stuff and things. So size comparisons. We have the Para 2 right here. They're actually fairly comparable in size, assuming the camera angle is doing it right. And then we've got the Kershaw dividend down here, so yeah, definitely closer to the Para 2. Spec-wise though, blade length of just about 3.4 inches, handle length 4.75, overall just about 7.95 inches. Blade steel on this one is CPM 154, and it does use ceramic bearings and a ceramic detent. They have their own kind of proprietary bearings that are manufactured by their partner for them. Obviously this one's done in a stonewash finish. They did have some hand ground ones that were done in a satin finish. Those were super nice, but since I knew I was going to do a video, I went ahead and bought the version that had the like the normal non-special hand ground blade. I don't even know what the prices are on those. I didn't even ask, but more expensive than these. So price while we're here, the carbon fiber one is $359. We'll call it $360. And down the line, they're going to make full titanium handled ones that will be $399 or $400. So not inexpensive, but for everyone who talks about the fact that they only buy American made, well, American made products are not cheap. So, here's a great example of some American made stuff that you can buy. Let's see here. So blade stock is 0.156 inches. Let's go next to the Para 2 here. Obviously thicker. Behind the edge on this hollow grind, it does come down to 0.026 inches, and it is, kind of a half height hollow. I believe the Para 2 is 0.025, so thickness behind the edge is of course in line with the Para, but depending on the slicing application, you are going to run into the main thickness of the stock about halfway up the blade. So for cutting, it's going to do exceptional. For full slicing, obviously the Para 2 is going to come out ahead. So again, it depends on your cutting applications, what you're looking for it to do. In terms of kind of everyday carry stuff, it's going to be just fine. As I'm sure most of you guys know by now, that's no secret. Alright, this one does weigh in at 4.58 ounces on my scale. So that is the specs for the most part. Let me show you guys a couple other size comparisons. So, Guardian Tactical, one of their, I guess, best known models is going to be the Helix and the Helix Nano. I don't have a full size Helix anymore. I had it for several years. I sold it to buy some other stuff, and so fortunately I'll just show you guys. I have 2 Helix Nanos. It's the only knife that I have 2 of anymore. So carbon fiber, titanium of course. The Konix. Obviously the Konix is a bit larger here. This model was discontinued for the short term. And then one other size comparison, and this is the reason that these are not out at dealers yet, even though my video is coming quite a bit later after Blade here, is this one. Their Recon 035 has actually been selling out pretty quickly with dealers, and so they're having to try to crank out these as quickly as possible, which means that these are coming out a little bit slower than anticipated. So again, another size comparison. I already uploaded a video on the Recon 035 and why it's a really interesting out the front automatic. So alright, let's move these out of the way. One other change while I've got this one out, they have moved to a kind of well, it's a liner lock or an inset lock, you know, in the handle, and they moved away from the subframe lock that they were doing on previous models. So that is a change on all models going forward. The Koenigs is really hard to do without a subframe lock, which is why this one has been discontinued for the short term. Perhaps we'll see this one come back out again, or perhaps not. Hard to say. There's still a few of those at dealers, but anyway, so that's one change here, is the liner lock, you know, on all their new models going forward. So, you know, future Helix Nanos will also have the liner locks as well. So, all right. You know, I think it's a great model. You know, again, I've been a fan of Guardian Tactical for years, since the first Helix full-size came out. They're futuristic. They're not to everyone's taste. I don't care. I like it. If you like it and you like American made and you're fine with the price, knock yourself out. I think you're going to be really happy with it. The ball bearing system they use is incredibly smooth. Ergonomics are nice. They have brought the thickness of the carbon fiber down, or the overall thickness of the handle down on this model as compared to the full-size Helix, which was significantly thicker, like 0.06. But anyways, yeah, there's kind of a happy medium between the large and small Helix. So good ergonomics. It's got a good pocket clip. It works really well. So I mean, it's super smooth, and again, the full production runs will be even better for a number of reasons. So let's get into the details a little bit more. So kind of a, I don't know, almost a spear point blade here on this Excipital blade. You guys can see some of the CNC mill marks on it. It's CPM 154, date of birth, USA, model number. It's got a nice kind of like thumb groove here at the top of the blade, which is very, very comfortable. You can come back a little bit further and you have kind of an upswept ramp here with jimping, which is also comfortable. The jimping isn't super effective, but the ramp shape is, so it locks in the hand pretty well. I do like that quite a bit. So again, it's a hollow grind, and this bad boy came shaving sharp. The grinds, you know, obviously being CNC, so they are perfectly symmetrical from side to side. The secondary bevel is very clean and also symmetrical from side to side. There is kind of a finger choil of sorts. The fact that this kind of curves forward a bit makes it a little bit awkward. If it curved back, which, you know, I wouldn't like for flipping, but assuming it did, it'd be more comfortable as a finger choil. But in the, you know, at the very least, it is makes it a lot easier for your fixed angle sharpening system. So kind of works. I mean, it would do in a pinch, but it's, you know, it's, there we go. If you want to hold it like that, that works really well. So I don't know, not the most comfortable position for a finger groove, but I don't know that it was really intended as one necessarily. Again, maybe someone with smaller hands, perhaps it would work better for you. So these are blade stops as well as thumb studs. The detent is tuned in such a way that it works just fine. So there's that. The pivot, I call it the Death Star pivot. Again, very cool. It is proprietary hardware, and I believe they do red Loctite these, so they really want them sent in for servicing. If that's a make or break for you, then it is what it is, you know. Again, I'm not going to tell you guys what you like and what you should buy. It doesn't bother me on this knife. I have not had to take apart or service any of my Guardian Tacticals, which has been really nice. While we're on that subject, one other thing, I've had people contact me in the past and say, hey, we haven't been able to get in touch with Guardian Tactical for warranty service. I talked to Guardian Tactical about this, And they said one of the problems that can happen is the email filter might send the email to spam or to junk. And so if you've tried to contact them and you haven't been able to, there's two ways to make it a surefire attempt. One, they have their phone number listed on their website under the Contact Us page. Or on the Contact Us page, you can fill like your name and your email and type in your message and send that to them directly on the website. And that one is for sure going through. That will not be blocked by the spam because it's, you know, coming from the website itself. So, you know, if you've just tried sending an email to their email address and you don't hear back, that might be the reason why. I would probably just recommend that you just use the Contact Us section on their website as the most, again, a bulletproof way to get in contact with them. So there's that. All right, flipper tab sits a little bit high, but it works very well. The jimping is effective. It's behind the jimping on the carbon fiber, and it works really, really well. So no problems at all in terms of flipping action. And again, already showed you guys the thumb studs. So, all right, so carbon fiber, lots of nice milling throughout on their carbon fiber. It's contoured. It has, you know, some milling here for texture, which actually does work. So, again, works really well. We've got a back spacer here with an integrated lanyard hole. I can't remember if this is titanium or aluminum on the back spacer. I forgot to ask. We'll just leave it there. A stainless steel pocket clip. You know, again, it doesn't sit very low, but one of the things I have really learned to love about their pocket clips is when you pull this thing out of the pocket, these two screws kind of with this grip area here make it really easy to get out of the pocket. So I no longer care about being super low profile and deep carry and any of that crap. I just carry what I like, and I'm a normal person with a decent job, and so people don't bother me. Anyways, I'll get on a soapbox about that elsewhere. While we're on the handle, one of the changes, as you guys can see right here, the machining around this screw has been left up and a little bit sharp. So they already know they were already going to address that, so that obviously it's a little bit nicer like the rest of the screws. So that's one change coming on the production model. Another change coming is going to be the detent ramp. So when you open and disengage and you come down, you're kind of hitting the, you know, this spot right here where the detent ball hits the blade and has to overcome. They're going to make the detent ramp a little bit steeper, a little bit more aggressive. I don't know if you're going to be able to see it in there. But anyways, they're going to address that so that when you disengage and you close, it's a little bit more smooth and it doesn't get caught up right here. So again, that's one change coming. The other is the milling right here to, you know, fix that. The last piece that I talked to them, I don't know if they already had it planned or not, but was to add a little bit of milling here on the lock bar for disengagement. It's raised, so it's easy to get to, but it's just kind of a flat face with not a 90-degree. I mean, the edge is broken, but it could be done in a way where you add a little bit of maybe like jimping and a little more rounding so that this is a more enjoyable disengagement experience. So they're going to improve the tab here essentially so that it's more comfortable for disengaging. So that is the third change coming. So detent ramp, so it closes smoother, fix the kind of little sharp edges here on this screw, and then they are improving the lock bar for disengagement. So those are the three updates coming. As far as I know. So again, it's really cool to have one of the first 10, but at the same time, you guys who are going to get the production ones, they're going to be nicer in those three regards, which, I do like. Now, at some point down the line, I really hope that they do a version like this with kind of the bronze blade and the bronze hardware and the carbon fiber. I really wouldn't mind having kind of an Excipital that matches my Konix. So wink wink, hint hint, nudge nudge, Guardian Tactical. Let's hopefully make that happen at some point, because that would be legit. So I mean, that's a long ways off, assuming they even do it. So yep. All right. So that is the Guardian Tactical Excipital. Again, hopefully I'm pronouncing that correctly. here we are against some of their other models. So anyways, American-made company, family-owned, out of Pennsylvania, Emporium, PA, something like that. But I will put links to their website in the description box below. They have an Instagram that they kind of sort of post to, not a whole lot, often ton. And yeah, thanks for watching. It's pretty freaking late. I should have been in bed already, but I'm a man of the people. I live to serve. I make videos. I help you spend money, and we'll see what you guys say in the comments. Thanks for watching. Take care.